Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here. Back with another video. Still got my Minions mug. Can't do it properly. Uh, it's like when you're looking in a mirror and you struggle to work out left or right. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, hope you're doing well wherever you are. And it took me a while to think about what I could cover for this video. So yeah, eventually I thought of a few ideas. So anyway, I hope people out there enjoy it, especially members of the Black community and people who want to support the Black community. So and that kind of thing. And I'll say this is part two. Hope I put the right title in. Sometimes I forget, but anyway, so here it goes. So these are points number 11 to 20, and as ever, please let me know what you think about each point or whatever ideas you have, any suggestions you have for myself, or in this case for the Black community, let's say. And on that note, any ideas I apply for, let's say, the dyslexic community or even other neurodiverse groups could probably be applied to the Black community or other minorities and vice versa. So I was thinking of, like, say, dyslexic people in farming as well. I think I forgot to cover that when I did Dyslexic Fridays. But anyway, here goes. So number 11, thinking about any word that begins with F, as I say, cleaner version, obviously, family friendly and that kind of thing. I'd say I said in part one, like financial education. How can Black people learn? How can Black individuals and communities, sometimes individually and sometimes together, learn about finance, financial education, financial control, and things like that. How to be fiscally conservative at the right times and how to invest at the right times, how to take risks, perhaps sometimes, how to learn about how to deal with failure and learn from it, use it as a learning curve, and things like that. And sure, there's a point I was going to make, but I can't quite remember it. But yeah, as individuals, sometimes as groups and communities. But there was a point I was going to make and I completely forgot. But I'm going to move on anyway. Number 12. There was another point I was going to make, but I forgot. Fitness Fridays. That was it. So it'd be interesting that if Black people could work together to help each other with fitness and training and stuff like that. Again, advise each other and work together as communities and support each other in different industries. I say, like finance, farming, and all sorts of things like that. But also like fitness. I suppose farming, ironically, keeps you fit. I was thinking on the theme of Fitness Fridays, or things that begin with F. I was thinking of Fitness Fridays, and also like famous Black people and how they inspire. Which ones inspire Black people the most? So it'd be interesting if Black people like listed famous Black people and which ones inspired them the most. Keep forgetting my train of thought. Sorry. But yeah, mentorship could be another thing. Having short-term memory problems is terrible, but like a goldfish. Yeah, sorry, there's something I was going to say, but I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, talking about my own on my own personal thing about fitness, I cancelled my gym membership. I was going to freeze it, but my mum convinced me to, or sort of almost forced me to cancel it. I'm a bit of a softie, so anyway, but yeah, I keep forgetting to rejoin. I'm hoping to rejoin myself in I was going to say February, in November. Sorry, not that long away, but I keep forgetting. But yeah, it's going to be a pain in the neck. I was saying it much easier to freeze it. I think my mum was saying like you have to pay £5 a month. But I was like, that works out to about 17 or 18p a day for the time and convenience of having to unfreeze it. It's not really worth it. So I think, in my opinion, saving time is much more important. And I think, like people say about saving money, but I think learning to invest is better. But I'd love to know what other people think, as ever. Anywho, I'm going to move on. Number 13. Got to admit, I don't know if I should admit this, but I fear that, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I fear that God is wicked or evil and hateful and even racist and prejudiced and stuff like that. So those are some of my fears. Number 14, I hope God proves me wrong on that. But yeah, another thing I was thinking is like Black people working together in film industries, like as producers, directors, and maybe just like I said with the dyslexic community, maybe they could like work together on making films where the producer or producers and director or directors and actors, actresses and whatnot, maybe they could be an all-star Black cast, so they could help each other in the film industry and network together and share ideas including all sorts of films like horror films, thrillers, scary films, obviously, romantic films, or all sorts of things. So all sorts of genres, perhaps. I think that'd be interesting. I'd love to hear from the Black community what they think of that. Number 15, I could have included this at number 4 because of my patterns like focus. I was thinking, for some reason, number 4 reminded, or 5 actually, both remind me of focus. So I was thinking, how could the Black community focus on their goals? And again, finances, ambitions, and things like that. Number 16, what are the best ways to support the Black community financially? I'd love to have different suggestions on that, and like for the Black community to share those things all around the world, and again network together around the world, including allies like me supporting the Black community and looking at ways to help them financially. Sticking on the theme of alliterations, like I was thinking like Ford, Ferrari, Fiat, and other companies that begin with F, even companies on the Forbes list perhaps, but also all sorts of financial companies and investors, potential investors, investing in the Black community and like supporting them in business, finances, again farming, and all sorts of different areas. Number 17, I suppose I'm trying to think of what begins with F, but how can we support Black people to work on their utilising their imagination? Unfortunately, I missed out on Friday the 13th and on Halloween, encouraging both Black and stroke or dyslexic people for Black History Month and Dyslexia Awareness Month to make like masks, costumes, and whatever else possible for I was hoping for Friday the 13th and for Halloween. I suppose that does take me back to the theme of Fridays, but maybe for Guy Fawkes night they could make some like Halloween or scary masks or costumes or just creative stuff generally, so that hopefully they could have a bit of fun, but also maybe market it to make extra money as well and things like that, and showcase their creativity as well. Number 18, again, how can they motivate each other in terms of fitness and train together and give each other tips on fitness and things like that. And I'd also love to celebrate like, say for instance, African cuisine. So what type of food would Black food and things like that, and Black owned food companies, coffee, tea, and other such companies as well. Black owned companies in all sorts of different fields and areas, and maybe how they can network together. Like Black owned coffee and tea companies could network together, bread companies and others could sort of network together as much as possible from different industries, see what ideas they can share from each other and what they can do, collaborating together. Number 19, I think it'd be cool to see Black game makers, especially tech games as well, board games perhaps and things like that. And number 20, including young Black girls to learn about tech game making and board game making and making different games. Black girls from across Africa, Asia, and all around the world, and also supporting that Black Girls Code in all possible countries, helping Black girls to be programmers and coders, and things like that in all possible countries. I'm thinking of like female Fridays, female empowerment Fridays. I'm not sure about feminism sometimes, but I think it has its pros and cons. But anyway, before I say anything too offensive, I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and as ever, I would love to read your suggestions and whatnot, feedback and whatnot. Hopefully positive feedback, also constructive criticism, and peace and love. And again, hopefully God will prove me wrong and show me he is good after all. Anyway, I'm out. Peace and love.